This is the walkthrough video for PCTC 2022-23 round 1, and this is the senior version, and this is going to be question 4, make a century. So we're given two numbers, and we want to find how close we can get to 100 using these two numbers with these three rules. So we're going to try coding this in a pretty neat method. But first off, we always need to input our two things or whatever we want. So let's just input them here, like so. So you've got two numbers inputted, and let's just start off by seeing like just by adding both numbers together. So let's add num1 and num2, and we probably want to store all of our values. So let's say vals is an empty list, and to vals we want to append these two numbers added together because that's the first thing we need to check. But we can actually be a bit more efficient, and we can say we want to find how far away this is from 100. So to find the difference between two things in Python, or just really in general, you need to take one number and subtract it from the other. So well, that's what we've done here. But if the second number is bigger than the first number, this answer is going to be negative, and we don't want negative numbers in this case. So what you can do in Python is you can use this command called abs, which stands for absolute. And this just turns any negative number into a positive number, and it keeps all of the positive numbers the same. And so if you use the command abs and have the subtraction of two numbers within that command, you're always going to get the difference of the two numbers, regardless of which number is bigger or smaller. And so this line of code, what it does is it adds both numbers together and sees how close they are to 100, and it adds that difference to our vals list. So it's a bit confusing. It's a really neat way of doing this question. Then all we have to do is the same thing, but with our different options. So second option is subtracting the first from the second. So subtracting the first from the second. And our final option is just going to be the other way around, so subtracting the second from the first. And now all you have to do is now vals is a list that represents the difference between all of our options and 100. And it asks us, I think, for the smallest number of units away from 100 that you can get. So that's just going to be the minimum value of our list vals. And this is how you find the minimum value of a list. So if you run that code, it should hopefully work. Yeah, these are a couple of good tricks to always remember, especially this abs trick to find the difference between two values. And yep, we get 3 out of 3 for that.